So let's talk about something I think pretty much all of us are feeling these days: burnout. We're going to dive into some ancient wisdom, pulling from Buddhist and Taoist teachings, that offers a really different path to finding some peace in this crazy high pressure world we live in. All right, let's get into it. Does this just hit home for you? That feeling that you're always running, always pushing for the next thing, but you never actually get to a place where you can just breathe? We're all caught up in this anxiety about the future, this fear that if we just stop for a second, we're going to get left behind. And this is exactly what it feels like, isn't it? We're trying so hard to control things that are just uncontrollable. We're trying to map out a future that nobody can predict. And it is absolutely exhausting. The more you fight that current, the more tired you get, and the more likely you are to just get pulled under. But what if there's a different way? To really understand the solution, we have to get right to the heart of the problem. So let's break down why this constant striving, this endless hustle, leaves us feeling so completely wiped out. It's a really vicious cycle. We feel this intense pressure to achieve, and it's all fueled by this fear of what's going to happen if we don't. That leads to your brain just not shutting off, you're overthinking everything, and that just drains you mentally and physically. And before you know it, you feel totally stuck in this loop of anxiety and effort. So what's the way out? Well, it takes a totally different mindset. And this is the core idea we're going to explore today. It's a radical shift in how we think about effort itself.
Now, when you first hear that, this core Buddhist teaching, it sounds wrong, doesn't it? I mean, it goes against everything we've ever been taught about ambition and success. But this is not a call to just do nothing. It's a call to understand the huge difference between effort and attachment.
Okay, this is the key. The effort, that's good. Taking action, that's necessary. The real problem isn't the work we do, it's our death grip on a specific result. When we obsess over controlling the outcome, we are literally creating our own anxiety. The idea is to put in the work, do your absolute best, but then release your grip on what happens next. This chart just lays it out so clearly. On one side, you've got the fight. You're trying to force the river to go exactly where you want it to go. And the end result? Burnout. But on the other side, you've got flow. Your goal changes from controlling the destination to just being fully present in the journey. The result is peace, because you've finally stopped fighting reality. To really make this idea click, Taoist philosophy gives us this absolutely perfect metaphor. It's simple, it's powerful, and it just makes so much sense. The wisdom of water. This ancient concept, Shang Shan Ro Shui, it literally means the highest goodness is like water. The whole idea is that the best way to live, the most effective and virtuous path you can take, is to be more like water. I mean, just think about it for a second. Water doesn't fight gravity, it just follows the natural path. It doesn't have a rigid ego, it adapts to whatever situation it finds itself in. It nourishes everything it touches without asking for anything in return. And it finds strength by being humble, by filling the places that nothing else wants. That is a blueprint for a life of effortless action. It's so simple, but so profound. To be your best self is to be like water, adaptable, natural, giving, and humble. Okay, so that's a beautiful metaphor, right? But how in the world do we apply it to our busy, complicated, everyday lives? Let's turn this big idea into some real, practical wisdom. One of the biggest drivers of our stress and our need to strive is comparison. We're constantly looking at what other people are doing at their lives and measuring our own against them. But there's this powerful way to reframe that. The sun and the moon, they don't compete. They don't waste time worrying about which one is brighter. They each have their own moment to shine. And your path is your own. The second you stop comparing your journey to someone else's is the second you can actually focus on being you right here, right now. So the path forward really has 4 steps. First, stop replaying old mistakes in your head. Second, stop worrying about a future that hasn't happened. Third, and this is a big one, realize that whatever you're in, good or bad, it's temporary. It will pass. And that brings you to the last step. Just ground yourself in the only thing that's actually real, this moment. And really, it all boils down to this. Your freedom isn't something you have to go out and achieve. It's right here, waiting for you in the act of letting go. Letting go of what people think, letting go of needing a specific outcome, and letting go of the illusion that you can control everything. And that brings us to the final and maybe the most liberating part of this whole philosophy. What actually happens when we truly learn to surrender to the flow?
We've been taught to think that peace will finally arrive when we get everything we want. But this wisdom, it flips that idea on its head. Real peace comes when we release that frantic desire, when we stop believing our happiness depends on the next accomplishment. It's about finding contentment by not wanting.
This is such a powerful shift in how you see things. It puts the power back in your hands. So often we feel like we're victims of our own suffering, but so much of our pain, the regret, the anxiety, the resentment, it only sticks around because we are actively holding on to it. We have the power to let it go. And letting go, that requires rest. In our culture that basically worships being busy, taking a break can feel like a weakness. It's not. It's an act of kindness to yourself. It's about respecting your own limits and gathering the strength you're going to need for the rest of the journey. So, I want to leave you with this one question. Thinking about all this, about effortless flow, about being like water, what's one thing, a past mistake, a fear about the future, a need for control, what's one thing you're ready to let go of today?